So this is the LPC2148 microcontroller. This is the power section. You have to connect a 12 volt power supply here. This is on off switch. Then these are the GPIO pins, and here you have one switch for the power supply. You can select the power supply of this GPIO ports to be 5 volt or 3.3 volt. So here it is written, when it is at right side, it is 3.3 volt supply is selected. When you are slide it at a 5 volt supply is selected. So some peripherals require 5 volt supply, some peripherals require 3.3 volt supply. So accordingly you have to choose the supply. Then this is USB to serial converter, and this is the USB port for the serial conversion. This port also used for the programming purpose. Now here you can see one button. When it is down, it is in a programming mode. When it is up, it is in a run mode, that is execution mode. So similarly to the PIC microcontroller, to upload the hex file, you have to put this controller in a programming mode. And to put this controller in a programming mode is, you have to just press this button down and then once press the reset button. So this will put this controller into programming mode. Now here another button is given, that is for UART and USB. Okay, so while programming, this button should be up, and while other your button should be down. Now as compared to other microcontrollers, these microcontrollers have multiple ports. Generally it's have 32 one port of 32 pins. Okay, generally microcontrollers have 8-bit ports, but this is ARM7 microcontroller, and these have one port of 32 pins. Okay, so that's why you can see the double row here, because much pins we have drawn out from this port. This microcontroller do also have on-chip ADC as well as on-chip RTC. That's why this battery is here for keeping the on-chip RTC alive, and these are the on-chip ADC pins, and this is port for the on-chip ADC testing. Then we have also added LDR and LM35. Then this microcontroller do also have on-chip DAC. For that we have added these turrets where you can see on-chip DAC output, and these are the JST pins for the your sensor interfacing. Now for LPC2148, for programming we are using key Microvision 5 Yes.
Can you explain what is the difference
Sorry.
between?
Between.
You are explaining about the components on that board.
Right. Yeah.
So what's the difference between other boards?
So basically they each are different type of controller. Okay, this is ARM series controller. This is Atmega. So Atmega is from AVR. Sorry, microchip. Then this is AVR. So different vendor have manufactured their own controllers. Okay, PIC is again from the microchip. So PIC, Atmega, AVR and ARM. So LPC2148 is from the NXP. So yeah, Philips, do you know? HP and Philips. So different companies have manufactured different microcontrollers. Their internal architecture is different. So if you see their data sheets, you can see their internal architecture, how it is different from it. As I told you earlier on morning, that microcontrollers do have different peripherals on chip. So here you can actually see that. So some microcontrollers do not have the DAC on chip, but these have the DAC on chip. Some have not RTC on chip. Okay, some have not ADC on chip, but they do all have the memory on chip, the GPIO functionality on chip. Okay, so these are the basic functionalities that do all the microcontrollers have. The rest of the peripherals are different. Then again, their internal architecture is different, their programming methods are different, their instruction sets are different. So you you can learn different methods of programming different microcontrollers using this microcontroller. Okay, so providing such microcontroller is you can thoroughly study how the internal structure of microcontrollers differ from each other, and you can study the different styles and different methods of the programming. So this is the UI of the LPC214 key microvision. So here you can see, have you studied 8051? So 8051 has different internal registers to control on-chip peripherals, right? Similarly, these all microcontrollers have different types of register to control their on-chip peripherals, right? In PIC we have seen the TRISD, where in area we have just seen the DDRC, all those ports. In LPC214 we have pin select, IODIR, all these registers are there. Then IO set, IO clear. So these are the different registers. So when you read the datasheet, you have to thoroughly read the datasheet of each and every microcontroller to know what exactly each register is doing. Okay, so every register has some relevance, every register has some function, and the datasheet has defined how you can access that register. Is there some register have some predefined values on a reset? So each and every register have some unique address on their memory map. So all you have to study it in the using datasheet of the particular microcontroller. So here pin select register is used to define the pin function. Now in LPC microcontroller, LPC214 ARM microcontroller, each pin has is not just GPIO pin. That pin has each pin is a multi-function pin. So each pin has a multiple functions. So using pin select register, you can select the function of pins that we want to use. So now we want to use some pins as GPIO pins. So 00 function code 00 is used for to set the pin in as a GPIO mode. So that's why we have loaded 0 in a pin select 0 register. Okay, then direction, IODIR register is used to set the direction. So here you can see that we have write FF to set it as the output mode, and here you can see we have write the FF, but we write here tilde. Okay, this sign is called as tilde, and it is as good as negation or not operation. So not of FF is 00. So we have written 00 to set the input. So 0 is for the input and 1 is for the output. All this information is given in the datasheet. So to write the code, you have to thoroughly read the datasheet and decide how to which count to load in a at which position in which register. Okay, in Y1, if IO pin 0, so again now see we have seen the third register. This is pin select 1 first register, IODIR second register, IO pin register is used to read the particular pin. Okay, so here you can see in if statement I have read each pin, 1 left shift by 8th pin, then in next 1 left shift by 9th pin, 1 left shift by 10th pin. So from 8 onwards, 8 to 15. See, these pins I have read because these pins are assigned to the switches. And now see what I have done is, if this pin is set, okay, my logic is inverted. I have cleared the LED. This is my LED, and otherwise I have set the LED. Okay. Similarly, I have just changed the bits. See, here it is a 0th bit, here is the first bit, here is the second bit, here is the third bit, but I have used only set and clear registers. Okay, in the same registers I have just change the bit. So this is what called as bitwise operations. Okay. So have you used bitwise operations in 8051? Not. Or you have just used the hex codes 0xFF, 0x05, right? But the same results can be achieved using, this is what called as bitwise operations. Okay. So while using embedded systems or now latest microcontrollers, all the latest microcontrollers heavily used bitwise operators. So you must know how bitwise operations are done, how bitwise ANDing, how bitwise setting, how to bitwise clearing the bits, bitwise left shift, bitwise right shift. All these operations you should aware of them. So these are the all if-else ladder to set or clear the LED according to my pin, button status. Okay. Then here a rebuild button is there. So when I will click on the rebuild button, here you can see that creating hex files, 0 error, 0 warnings. That means my hex file is generated and my code is compiled with 0 errors and 0 warning. Now to upload the hex file, I will use FlashMagick. Okay, so here I want to select the controller. Now it is LPC1768 is selected, so I have to select it to the ARM LPC2148. As I told you, ARM 2148 is ARM 7 series controller, so I have to expand the ARM 7 series, and let's scroll down for the LPC2148. See here, LPC2148, and click on OK. Now, as per any other microcontroller, I have to detect the COM port. So my COM port is COM10. Let the baud rate 19200, interface none ISP, oscillator frequency 12. Okay, then you have to click on the browse, and from here you have to select the hex file. Now, as I told you, before programming you have to put the controller in the programming mode. Okay, so if this button is up, this LED will be off. If I put this button down, that LED will lit. Then I will press the reset button. That means my controller is in now programming mode, and I will just click on start. Click yes. See, here you can see the green loading bar is done. Here it is finished, is written out. Okay. Now here, what I have done, set P0.0 to 0.7 for LEDs and 0.8 to 0.15 for switches. So accordingly, here it is written I have put it on a 3.3 volt mode. Now to execute, I have to make this controller into execution mode. So I have to press again this button, this LED will go off, and now I will reset, the controller will become in the execution mode. You can see the output now. So in this way you have to use different microcontrollers program. So for LPC214, programming is done in the key, uploading is done in the Flash Magic. For AVR, programming and uploading both done using Microchip Studio. For AVR, PIC, programming is done in a MPLAB and uploading is done using PDFS USB. For Atmega 328, programming and uploading both done in a Arduino IDE.